It's Timmy time. Wait, that's not right. It's Trimmy time. We've got to do some maintenance here on the Dragon Valley Aquascape. Needs a little bit of a trim, and I'm going to add some CO2 to it. CO2 to it. That's hard to say. But we're going to get CO2 in this aquarium here and do a little maintenance trim on it. It's getting a little bushy. So let me show you what we're going to do, and let's do it. So first off, here's a clip of what the aquarium looked like right after we kind of set it up. It looked great. I loved it then, and I love it now. And to my surprise, it's still getting along fabulously. But there are a couple of issues not seen easily by the naked eye. Let's zoom in. So the predominant feature of this aquascape is this Monte Carlo blanket, I guess you would say, that is over one of these dragon stones, the main stone actually in the aquascape. If we look real close, hopefully it comes in on camera, it's always kind of in a state of melting and then regenerating itself underneath. And so it's not really big and bushy. And honestly, it hasn't grown that much from its original length here. Some of these pieces actually kind of rot off and then just float up. We have some healthy growth in here, but overall, it's just not really doing that well. I'm wondering if a trim on it might stimulate it, so I'm going to try that. And I was going to show you this staghorn algae issue that I had going on at the bottom of the rocks here, but it has pretty much cleared up. There's a little teeny tiny piece of staghorn, which is not going to focus right there. There you go. You can maybe see that little guy there. And over on this side, there's another piece here, which you can see is white and indicating that it has died. So somehow it corrected itself, and I guess it was just a phase that the aquarium was going through, but that's fine by me. Then we have the Hydrocotyl pennitifida that has been blossoming all over the top of the rockscape here. And there's a couple of shoots that are just a little bit long, like this one here is just kind of blocking my view of the beautiful red stem plants we have in the back. We have some Rotala H-Raw back there and some Ludwigia Super Red Mini. And I want that to be more kind of the background plant rather than this bushy pennitifida. So what I'm going to do is come in here and just trim these long pennitifidas off of here. That's going to open up visually. If I can move that, see, you'll be able to see the stem plants here in the back. So we're going to give those a little trim. And only one of the Ludwigia here needs to be trimmed. I'm just going to take its top off a little bit to make it even with the rest of these plants. And that will be it for the trimming. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. All right, cue the trimming montage. Well, the shrimp, they're definitely happy that I did the trim. They have a little smorgasbord over there, a little feast going on. So they are enjoying it there. And I think it looks a lot better. You can see I kind of did a lot of trimming to the top, exposing some of that rock right there. But more importantly, look at all the new green growth that was hiding under that melty top layer, I guess. It doesn't look like it on camera, but this stuff is very thick. When you get in there and you start touching it, you can feel how thick the mat of Monte Carlo is. And I think it's going to keep on growing and have a little bit better success if I keep up on the trimming. I didn't get every single bit of melty decay there. I didn't want to trim too heavy on it for the first go around and shock the plant or something ridiculous like that. But I think if I keep up on it, we can keep this scape evolving. So here's kind of your after shot there. I'll put it side by side with the beginning shot. Maybe we can see a difference on camera. I know I can in person, especially when I sit across the room and look at it. My view is a little bit different. Interruption to check out this long-finned Corydoras here. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with this speckled Corydoras here. He is like a long-finned Cory, but I didn't buy a long-finned Cory. I don't know if speckled Corys even come in long fins, but you can see his dorsal fin is extremely long, and then his little side fins there, what are those, pectoral fins? They're also really long. There's a good shot you can see. He's got some long fins there. So crazy looking little Cory. If you guys know if this is actually a long fin speckled Cory or just maybe he has some sort of mutation, just let me know in the comments what you think of this little Cory. Perfect timing. Here, as an example, there's his little brother or sister, not quite sure, but that's what all the other Corys that I bought look like. Regular short fin. And then you got the long fin there. They love to go through that cave. Here's a horizontal view of the aquarium. This is exactly how I see it across the room, same level per se, and I definitely think it looks a lot better. Just cleaning a little bit of that Epiphyte out of there really made a big difference. Made the scape look more dynamic rather than just, I don't know, a Epiphyte farm with some red stuff in the background that you couldn't see. What's amazing is that the plants are now purling. I've done nothing but trim them, but of course when they're injured, they're going to leak out their oxygen. And that reminds me, we got to put CO2 on this aquarium. So down here below the aquarium, I've got a ZRDR 2-liter DIY CO2 system. This is the citric acid baking soda method. I'm going to be using an Aquario Neo diffuser for this, and then we'll get it set up on its timer and get some CO2 back on this tank. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on how to set one of these systems up or, you know, mix the ratios of CO2 or whatever. I've got what's going on here? Clean in there. There we go. I've got videos on this system, 2 different videos of these systems on my channel. You can go and check those out if you want to, but I will put a link in the description if you want to buy a DIY CO2 system. You can go ahead and do that via the link in the description. Now, I'm going to get this fine-tuned here and then show you the final result. Correction, not final result. You're not going to see the final result in this video, but the final setup rather. Let's take a look. So I'm one of those guys that doesn't really like to see his aquarium equipment. So for this particular aquarium, we are running a Hygger in aquarium. What do they call that? Internal, that's it. An internal filter. That's what we've got back here. So it's hidden there pretty well. And then I've got just this, well, little ugly red check valve here, but the actual diffuser I have hidden behind the rock work back here, and of course is going to be in the flow as the filter exits its water. You know what I'm trying to say. The output should blow some of these little tiny bubbles around here. I prefer to go with inline CO2 injection, but I don't have one set up for this aquarium here. And it's powered by a Hygger light. All of the equipment, I'll have links in the description for you guys if you want to get some stuff. All right, all that leaves us with now is your cinematic outro. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this video here. Hopefully the CO2 system helps the Monte Carlo kind of take more root and become fluffier and healthier. I don't know. The rest of the plants don't really need it, though every plant can benefit from a little CO2, so it's not going to hurt them. but we'll see how it fills in, and if it helps the growth, maybe we can finally get our S-Repens to carpet a little bit in the bottom. I did stick some root tabs under the sand here, which I forgot to film, but you know how that works. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope it was entertaining for you. The aquarium is going to be more entertaining for me now since I have a better view. And speaking of entertainment, some of you very astute viewers may have seen a little sneak peek down here. That video is coming up pretty soon as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your support. Don't forget the buttons. I'll see you.